This is a story about the people of Morgan County.
I've lived here 53 years, and it is amazing, and you can grow up in a town and not know some of the specifics about the town. You come through and you go, wow, what's here? You know, what do people do? I call it hidden beauty. The beauty is in the people and the quality of life.
We are extremely lucky here at the City of Fort Morgan to have a wonderful partnership with the Heritage Foundation. They were able to do a giant renovation of our museum in 2014.
The museum is a very significant place for me in Fort Morgan. When I came, it was just being built. So this last expansion, it all fits together.
You get a sense of where did this community start? How was it developed? How has it progressed into the current day?
It's just a beautiful museum that people that come for the first time are very surprised at what they find in such a small town.
We have over 40,000 cataloged items in the collection, which for a community this size is very significant.
When you enter the museum, there is a mural. It's the first thing you see to showcase the diversity of our community in the past and as it is today.
You can start at the first in the prehistory area and move through all the way up to present day, and it's a logical progression of items specifically from here.
We do have a great exhibit in the museum for Native American history. We have a lot of artifacts on display.
You have first appearance of people here about 8,000 to 10,000 years ago, all the way back to the Pleistocene. And it's always kind of been, it seems, an area of migration for various peoples throughout the years.
I think one of the most interesting draws for our museum is definitely the military fort section that we have. When people are coming in off the highway, they see the name Fort Morgan and they kind of expect to see a fort. But the history that we have in the museum is pretty extensive on the fort. We have some great models that people can look at to kind of get a sense of what it was like.
Even though we do have all new exhibits, we did redo the railroad display a few years ago. We made a scale model of Fort Morgan. We reproduced it accurately to the early 1900s. The kids love it because it's interactive. You push the button and the train goes around the town. So.
And our Glenn Miller history is very interesting. He was born in Clarinda, Iowa, but his career actually started here.
He graduated high school here, started his first band here in Fort Morgan. We have a dedicated area for Glenn Miller. We call the Glenn Miller Auditorium. And we included a hardwood floor, so if people felt like getting up and dancing, then this would be a good place to do that. And we encourage it.
The main theme throughout is agriculture.
You know, we're mainly an agricultural community.
And I think people have always come here for economic opportunities.
Abner Baker and George Warner were told it's higher than the river, so it was not a place that would be very handy to grow crops on or to have water. But they wanted to do it, and when people want to do stuff, they do it.
I think the museum is a huge part of maintaining the history of our community and the surrounding Morgan County in general. I think when people come in here, they're just in awe about what is actually here and the diversity and the things that Fort Morgan has been and what it is now.
People want to know in authenticity. They don't want a tourism center that's a building with advertisement in it. We have the opportunity to give authentic history of who we are.
And this is a very popular museum, both locally, and we get visitors from all over the nation.
Our visitors who come here, our hope as a staff is that they walk away with an experience where they feel enriched by our diverse history and by the community.
I used to work as a volunteer, and I loved it. I thought I'd do that, and I might still retire and do that to talk to the tourists.
If you have the opportunity, stop in and visit.
We have free admission. We're right off the interstate, I-76.
We have an outstanding museum because of the people. When you live in a place that is sparse in beauty and facilities, people go into themselves and have ingenuity. They find other avenues of depth and of bringing things of quality around you. Don't ever underestimate a little town.